how
instead of
like
just a face.
all the people kind of going crazy now. Now we're all killing each other. That's weird.
Right?
No, I hate it.
I know.
Do you know what I picture whenever I see you on a book cover, like the author thing? I picture those authors who write horror stories, and then you wonder, where did this stuff come from? Like, what kind of dark mind? And you turn the back of the book, he's in there smiling. It's like, look, angel, what's wrong with you? That's what I see now.
Like holding a puppy.
Yeah.
Now lives in Canada with his 3 dogs.
Yay, Steven.
It used to be 4.
How can the story be uncliche? How can the love story be uncliche for Alicia? Ideas?
She could have the dude have his own issues also, and they kind of help each other out.
It
Oh.
isn't like insta love.
Oh, so we're.
Yeah, that's what's going on now.
So what if they don't like each other at first?
Oh, then that would just kind of defeat the whole purpose.
But that would make it uncliche, yeah.
True, but then you kind of expect that.
What?
Okay.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, you
You do
expect
kind
them
of
to like
expect
that.
that.
You expect them to like each other, so it's kind of like cliche altogether.
Yeah.
Also, if you start the story out like that, like with them not liking each other, you kind of have a feeling, okay, they're gonna get together at some point.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
just started where like they're friends, and then one likes each other, and the other one's like really weirded out by that, and then at the end they get together. Sort of.
Yeah.
That isn't that cliche.
What if you had a semi-cliche love story, but what if the characters were really, really cool to where we don't mind it being slightly cliche? Do you know what I mean? Because really, if you have great characters, that can make it, where we don't mind that. Like if you give them really funny dialogue, like where they're really like funny and fun together, people overlook a multitude of sins for that. If you have awesome dialogue and characters. So what's the main character like? Like what's her personality like?
Her person. She's kept back, really. She's not
Going,
necessarily shy.
how she just keeps to herself. You can notice that a lot in the way she speaks and her tone of voice, I guess.
I think you're really good at putting in details into the description of it without actually saying what she's thinking. Like when you said that she was smiling, but she was trying to hide it from her cousin, because that tells a lot about her, and you know that she really does kind of want that acceptance, I guess, as a family, but she doesn't necessarily want him to know it. So I really like that part. And I think it might help a little if you skip to the part like where they're in the car, because the beginning, even though it was important with her mom, maybe you could just like flash.
Will you read it all?
Please?
Please.
Please? Like, I need that story
Apparently
in my
half of
life.
us already know, so you might as well.
I can read it for you.
Let's see.
Okay, well just tell us what happens in the story.
Well, these parents have this young son, and so their family wants to adopt a dog, and so they do. And then the parents lose their job and they can't keep the dog, so then the dog searches for like 5 years for the boy, and then they find each other, and the boy's like an adult now. He's like 16, well not adult, but like he's like 16 or 17, and then he drives the dog home, and then they reunite, and it's all.
Ready for this dog. I've been ready.
Good, I will pay you if you read
Oh,
it.
snap. This is getting serious.
Catherine, you'd be a paid writer.
I hope you know when I say I'll pay you, I mean like I'll pay you in hugs.
That was just beautiful. I could add that in there.
I know.
Could have said that afterwards.
Yeah. You might want to hold on to that.
For real.
Like, I don't care about no.
I was thinking about doing that the other time, and I was like, you're there. It's amazing. So I'm a win, first of all. Second of all, I love that.
It says emotions without saying emotions. Like him crying, he didn't say he was sad about me, but he just said he was crying. And the dog
saying many, many years pass, and I don't know, it's beautiful.
I like the start of it when you're describing like the Christmas scene and like the wreaths and the puppy going through all of that. I liked that.
Yeah, it's almost like you could feel like joy around the Christmas feeling you just described.
It's like you have the Christmas feeling that's happy already, and then you get a puppy, so it's over the top.
Any suggestions of feedback for ways that Catherine can improve it?
Not really.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful, just like.
It really is. That's coming from a God. You know you hit it right.
Is your title still Dog Poem?
Keep it style.
And different types and what they do, and then the three other ones are like certain memories that I've had that I like, and the different types that like how they make me stronger. So, because they're all kind of long and there are 4 of them, what should I do?
Which one would you like to share? Or you could do what Steve said and read all of them.
Yeah, no. Okay. This is one of them that's like one of my favorite memories. My favorite type of memory is the type that has their memories of people, because they're like scrapbooks. Hundreds of shreds of memories in one category. All of the memories make up how you think of a person, like these. First meeting, a young boy still older than me, he had to point out. Brown eyes, blonde hair, big smile. Both our first day, both from different states, but I was scared. He wasn't. Later he assures me he was. I don't remember it that way. The rest of these pieces are from more recent years, comparing math grades when we weren't supposed to, swimming at my house watching as he goes head first down the slide, belly flopping into the water, hanging out together at parties, being the only friends who did slow dance, joking with other
The recording studio, what does that look like? You know, what does that recording studio look like? Because you give us, you know, his awards and everything, but at what point, what part of the recording studio is he in? Is he in the actual area where he records? Is he in there where the engineer's going to be? And what do those 2 rooms look like in comparison? Blah, blah, blah. So.
And that might require some research. You might have to go online and look, you know, what does a recording studio look like, and get some actual details if those aren't things you know.
Like when they were dying and you had the really odd details about the blood being smeared on the face and slip out the throat, I actually kind of like that. It was interesting. I like killing movies.
No,
should be friends.
Okay. Don't be left alone in the room, Alicia.
Don't do anything unless like I'm shooting.
Hey, the more you talk, you just
The more the alarm goes off.
Right. No problem. Ring the alarm. All right. What were you gonna say?
Well, I agree. I like the amount of detail that there was. It made it like sound like you had seen it firsthand, although I'm hoping you have.
Other people, what's one thing?
Possibility you could redirect the station's post. The student yells. She thinks about her question before answering.
Of course I do. I'm a professor who majors in technology. She yells over my students. Over the students.
Then go. All the students scream.
Right here.
Okay.
This is like information, I guess. Feel free to read.
Rushing over to the control room, not paying attention to where she's going. The professor runs into someone. What are you doing? Shouldn't you be finding shelter? Says a guard.
I know how to redirect the station, she informs him.
He doesn't bother.
When I sit still, nature is quite a thrill. The elegant beauty of a forest. I almost want to be but a tourist. man takes over and pollutes. Nature is just left to salute. Hoping not to catch the eye of a man, trees stand defenseless against our plans. Nature once ran our world and kept us alive, but what does our world do now to keep nature alive? We bomb and pay no attention as we set fire to a forest with every intention. When I sit still, life is all but still.